I'm sorry to interrupt what is obviously a many wonderful conversations that are underway. Hello, Dominic. I'm going to I'm going to ask all those who are part of the groundbreaking to come forward, and it looks like they have, and to grab your hard hats. And we are going to leave the comfort of the indoors, and we're going to go outside, and we're going to actually have the groundbreaking. Are we? Where is? I think we're going to go.
No, first we're going to start with Dr. Quinn. Do the program.
You know what? We're actually starting with Dr. Quinn. So.
Oh well, whatever.
And now back to Mr. Charles. I follow the lead wherever he goes. So, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Tim Quinn. I'm the Chief of Clinical Operations, Executive Vice President of Mercy. We want to welcome you. We appreciate all of you here. Before we get started, I want to make sure that apparently there are 3 or 4 members of the McGrath family coming today. Is that right? So wherever you're going to meet up here somewhere. Don't leave, because there's going to be a family photo that needs to be posted several places. So please hang in there. But thank you for being here to celebrate this great occasion. It's culmination of an incredible amount of work. Special welcome to our local officials, board members, dignitaries, and particularly the Sisters of Mercy, whose legacy we can continue to follow on the shoulders of many others before. You heard a little bit about that in years before, I'm sure, but this is a whole new generation of bringing that legacy and Mr. Hall's generosity in combination with all of our donors to this new facility. We definitely want to understand that the legacy that we're addressing comes from Catherine McCauley. 1831, throughout her life, she created the roots in the Sisters of Mercy and possessed a passionate drive to help the uneducated, underserved, the poor, and the sick. To this day, we're guided by her words, we can never say enough. And it's time for Mercy to expand on the great legacy, and in that legacy, we're going to ask for blessing from our Vice President of Mission Integration, Janet McGrath Satterley. Yeah?
Good afternoon. What a joy to be here. As we begin, let us pause and breathe in this moment. Breathe in all the people around us. This moment that was born of compassion, love, and care for one another. A moment of opening our hearts to the struggle and suffering of others, in seeing their fragility and stepping towards them and extending a hand. Perhaps a moment of seeing and accepting our own vulnerability and need for one another. So we pray, God of love, thank you for this moment. Thank you for this ministry. Thank you for the partners with whom we walk along this road, and benefactors who have given without counting the cost. May we always be impelled by the love and care that first stirred the hearts of those who began this journey. Then Jesus said to them, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, even as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." God, give us this grace as we walk in this ministry. Amen. Thank you.
Thanks, Janet. Now I want to introduce you to Mr. Al Ruffalo, who's Chairman of Mercy's Board of Trustees.
Thanks, Tim. If anybody is in need of a new car, the McGraths are going to have a little booth outside at the conclusion of this event. Today's a great day for Mercy Medical, Presbyterian Homes, and obviously Eastern Iowa. Rain held off, hopefully a few more minutes, so we can officially break the ground in this amazing facility. I dare say that most of us in this room have been touched by dementia and or Alzheimer's. I'm going to share a story about a woman named Virginia. Virginia was born in November 11th, 1920 in Cosenza, Italy. If you know anything about the 1920s, it was a pretty tough time in Italy. Her family struggled, and they finally decided they were going to make the embargo to the United States. Virginia and her father and mother and 3 sisters and a brother made the journey. And one of their friends had moved to Kenosha, Wisconsin for some reason. So they decided to migrate from Cosenza, Italy to Kenosha, Wisconsin. In 1941, Virginia was married and had 3 sons. Virginia was a quiet person, not very outgoing, had a very dry sense of humor. All her life, she was a homemaker. Today, we would call it a stay-at-home mother. The only time she worked was during World War II, when American Motors was shifted over to making Jeeps, and she worked on the assembly line. But that was the only time she worked out of the home. Virginia loved to cook. Her specialties were, obviously, spaghetti sauce, ravioli, cannoli, gnocchi, lasagna. Her favorite time of the week was Sundays, because every Sunday her younger sister and family would join her family for dinner. That was a special time. She loved to cook for her sons and her sons' friends, and it was always, you got to eat a little bit more, and a little bit more, until the point where her sons were afraid to bring friends over because they couldn't eat that much. She had a quiet sense of humor. Virginia was barely 5 feet tall. So when somebody said, "How tall are you?" she'd have a little grin and she would say, 5 feet minus 1. She got her driver's license when she was 50. You know how tall she was on her driver's license? 5 feet. Not minus 1 on the driver's license. In the spring of 1990, things started to change for Virginia and her family. Virginia attended her granddaughter's graduation, and the family knew Virginia just wasn't on point. Kind of more quiet, recluse. After graduation, her and her husband moved to Florida to get away from the cold of Wisconsin. About a year and a half after that, Virginia was diagnosed with dementia. Her husband struggled trying to care for her, worried about her health, and finally the difficult decision was made to put her in a nursing home. A nursing home that cared for her as best as they could, but not anything like the facilities we're talking about today. There were times when her family would visit Virginia at the nursing home and they would see other patients wearing her clothes. When confronted with that, the management of the staff said, "Well, that happens periodically." Virginia lived a long, prosperous life. She passed away on May 27th, 1998. A week before she passed away, one of her relatives were there, and she asked, surprisingly so, she recognized this individual, and she said, "When is that guy who has a sense of humor and makes me laugh going to come by and see me again?" That was her older son. That made her laugh. She couldn't recall exactly who that individual was. So this endeavor today that we're here to celebrate is pretty important to all of us in this room, and obviously to me. This will be hard for me. And my mother would be very happy when we open up the Virginia Ruffalo community, bro.
Al, thanks for sharing that story and being a great board leader, board chair. There's something about this whole path that we've been on for quite some time now are the great stories that we've heard from many family members and friends, that little stories just the families knew about, that people have been willing to share things like that. So thank you very much. I do want to introduce Mr. Dan Lind. So Dan, where's Dan? Dan, come on over. Dan is the president and CEO of Presbyterian Homes, who is our extraordinary partner in this great adventure we've been on. So Dan.
Thank you, Dr. Quinn, and thank you for that powerful story that brings it all home. So we're all here for, and we want to be addressing those in really significant ways. So thank you very much, and thank you to everyone for the amazing community support. It's really rare and unprecedented, really, in my experience. I've been through a lot of different partnerships and different ways to work, and it's just you're really setting the bar at a very high place. So thank you for that. Today's a day that we've worked a long time to get to, several years, and it's a day of the groundbreaking that we've waited for with great anticipation. Our mission at Presbyterian Homes and Services is to honor God, is to create more opportunities for more older adults to live well, irrespective of regardless of their circumstances. And we're going to find many ways together to explore that vision and make it come alive in different ways. We believe that HallMar Village and the Innovation Center are going to be catalysts to do some terrific things, not only to serve older adults, but also to help other providers in this region and eventually around the country do some great things as well. So we believe in this mission, and we're very committed to it. We could not possibly have asked for a better or more engaged partner than Mercy. At that point, I just want to express my gratitude on behalf of the Board of Directors of Presbyterian Homes and Services and our leadership team, who have collaborated with the great team you have here at Mercy and a number of your board members as well. It's just been an honor to work with and to meet and to get to know everybody in a way and to kind of dig in the ways we can work together in the future. You exemplify and we share a number of faith-based legacies and values. That's really important to us. And in addition, Mercy is a phenomenal partner because of your long-standing commitment to the community, phenomenal quality, commitment to extend into the community, and again, we're looking forward to doing that together. We're excited for HallMar Village to be our 6th senior living community in Iowa, and situated about halfway between Highland Ridge in Williamsburg, which we built a few years ago, and our partnership with the Sisters of the Blessed Virgin Mary in Dubuque, which we're building on Mount Carmel Bluffs, just starting the second phase, actually like last few weeks. We're looking forward now just to breaking ground in a few minutes, but I have three quotes I just want to read. The first one being a verse from Psalm 127, and in our minds, and I think our partnership's minds, this is an overarching framework, and this is a spiritual journey first. And from Psalm 127:1, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain, and unless the Lord watches over the city, in this case, I think that represents the entire concept, the guards stand watch in vain. And it's in that spirit we dedicate this initiative to the Lord, and we'll ask him to bless it richly and to make it fruitful in ways that we can't even begin to comprehend right now. And then a quote from Henry Ford: coming together is working together achieves some good stuff, that's success. And that's a phase we're anxious to get to. And then a kind of favorite of mine, Elion Duray, and I hope I pronounced that right. I've tried a number of times, but he was chased away, forced out of France during the French Revolution, fearing for his life. He landed in the United States, and he committed his life to doing missional impact things in a lot of different places, and some of those legacies are still surprisingly alive today. But the quote he has as he was exercising good stewardship and engaging community at one point was, I expect to pass this way and have this opportunity but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do or any kindness that I can show to any fellow cute creature and fellow human being, let me do it now, in this window of opportunity. Let me not defer nor neglect any part of it, for I shall not pass this way again. And I'd like to now turn it over to Tim. Charles, before we break ground, and Tim, come on up. But I just want to say a special word of thanks to you for the opportunity to work together and collaborate. I think we're on the phone probably on average once or more a week, right? So it's been a great journey, and we're excited about it, and we're thrilled for the opportunity to take next steps. So
Thank you. So as the vision of Mercy gets wider and wider, as our aspirations grow higher and higher, what we found is that sometimes we can't and sometimes we shouldn't go down that path alone. So the opportunity to work with a partner like Dan Lynn and Presbyterian Homes is perfect. And just on a personal level, you know, sometimes when you get on a path and you're hiking down the road and you run into a stranger and you begin to have a conversation and you realize that this is the friend that you kind of always have wanted to have and join you on a journey. That's my experience of working with Dan. I have learned so much for him. Every step of the way, what I rediscover is how compatible our view of the world, how compatible our sense of our ministry is. And we feel very, very fortunate. Now, when I think about this project, one of the things that occurs to me is that it's a demonstration of how vision drives generosity. But sometimes it's generosity that drives vision. And I want to tell you a story, a personal experience that actually Kathy Good and I had that really led to our being here today. And it was sitting on Chris and Susie DeWolf's couch in their family room. And we were having a conversation about the Family Caregiver Center. And the next thing that occurred, and those of you who know Chris well will know this is just kind of what he does. He asked a question. It was a relatively simple question. What do we need to consider next? What would be transformational? And Kathy's response immediately, without hesitation, was we need to really begin to, and I don't think we used this term at that time because it really wasn't being used at the time, we need to lean in to dementia. We need to begin wrapping our arms around what's required of us to be able to deal with this ever-growing population, community of friends and neighbors and family that are wrestling with this illness, condition. And what Chris did by that simple question, and then indicating to us, signaling, both he and Susie, signaling to us that this is something that they could become really passionate about. If we were to take our, what was then, we thought, pretty cool transformational vision and elevate that to something which you're beginning to get a sense of here. So their generosity actually began to drive our vision. Tim Quinn spoke about the fact that HallMar is the reflection of extraordinary generosity of Howard Hall. Back in 1958, when the announcement was made that Howard Hall personally was going to build the first geriatric convalescent facility and home in Iowa, and invested what at that time was, I mean, the dollar amount at that time was like close to $500,000. And then later in 1960, then that was 1958, it opened in 1960, and then later in 1966, he committed to the expansion of HallMar, so added another floor and expanded the building, increased the number of individuals that could reside there. And again, he stepped up with another gift of nearly $500,000. There's a little bit of federal support that was in there. I asked Nathan Van Genderen, our CFO, to tell me what was the value of that gift at that time. It was about $45 million in today's dollars. Generosity and vision coming together to literally change a community, change the way we were thinking about how to care for individuals who were living in that kind of environment. The donors who have supported this project honestly have just astounded us. The level of giving on the part of Chris and Susie, Nan and Wayne Kasurik, Bruce and Judy McGrath, Cindy and John Bloomhall, the giving from the Hall Perrine Foundation, my goodness, and countless others who are in this room. What you're doing is you're joining us in a journey. And we kind of think about groundbreakings as being, oh, we're finally here, this is happening. Well, this is just one step along the way. We're on a journey. We've chosen a path, which is through HallMar Village. But we're on a journey to discover a couple of things. And it's a conversation that is going to continue, and it's going to continue in this place, the Chris and Susie DeWolf Family Innovation Center for Aging and Dementia. And the conversation is around what is the possibility in being and living an aging person. What's the possibility in living? Not as this is the beginning of the end, or this is the start of the decline, or this is kind of the close that chapter to what life is really about and move into a chapter of, by the way, this book has been written so many times. The scripts are so well known as to what life should be over time. But we're aging. We're living longer. And the demographic, not only here in the U.S., not in Cedar Rapids, the U.S., around the world, is that younger boomer generation moving into this stage of their life. So we want to discover what's possible. The other is also understanding what is possible for individuals, possibilities in being and living for individuals who are aging, but aging with dementia. Literally rethinking how one can live one's life out when dealing with that condition. So thank you for being here today. Your being here in this room, joining us in what we're about to do, means a great deal to us. It tells us that you get it, you understand it, you appreciate it, you think it's valuable and important, and that is what Mercy has always been about. So with that, I'm going to ask if the group who are going to help turn some dirt will join us outside. And, of course, the sun would start coming out, but by the way, we have this connection with the Sisters of Mercy, and they manage the weather for us. So once again, we'll go outside.
Sorry, I'm just gonna be just throwing that right on there.
Judy. Hey, thank you so much. I'll have you go behind the door.
Good spot?
Hi, Lisa. Hey, Lauren. How are you? Oh, this is cool. Hi, darling. Yes, this is annoying, yes. Marshall's problem. Yes, Karen, Martha? Okay, not this one, Martha, sorry.
Should we go right? Just go right out, right where that girl in that green is. I'll send you. I can't hear you. Okay. Oh gosh, get out of the way
Thought it was like a normal exit, yeah. Because it's on the steep of the bottom of the airport. Shows the worst speed ticket, and it's like 5 miles. Yeah. You know, just the other side.
Okay, now we gotta move everybody this way. Look at my baby, Brittany. Should we go over
All right, guys, I need the middle. I need a big middle. So come on out. There's plenty of room.
There's a ladder coming. Okay, we got it.
Everybody go this way. Folks, go this way. Hey, Karen, where are you? I don't want that yet.
But it can stay there.
You guys go this way. Everybody go this way. Everybody go this way. Okay, I gotta have you guys. I need about 10 more feet. All right. Molly, you gonna help me out here? She's gotta move. Go this way. I gotta move all of you guys. You guys gotta go.
For the picture?
Just go right there. Go right there.
Okay, don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. Wait. Is that enough? Okay, he's back. Yep. Okay, looking right here.
Karen, you gonna call us?
I can. Okay, so everybody chin up a little bit. On 3, good smile. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, hold still. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Hold tight. Just want to go in on you a little bit. Okay, go.
Okay, count it out. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, hold still. Do you want me on the ladder?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
I'll get it. I'll get it. Yeah, here, you get it. Hold on. Let me do this.
Isn't this a great place?
Okay, Karen, you got him.
Okay, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, hold still. All right. Okay,
1,
everybody shake it out, chin up. Take him, Karen.
1, 2, 3.
One more.
1, 2, 3.
One more.
4 more.
Okay, next.
Okay, red shirts come out. Everybody else stay and kind of work your way down the shovel. And you may be sharing a shovel.
No, there's plenty.
Don't you want to?
Oh, I might have.
Hey, why don't we keep them in for one?
Okay.
Just keep them tight.
You didn't want to put a hard hat on. Oh, no. Wasn't my job. I'm just kidding.
Okay, guys.
A little bit, right up
Tighten
here.
up on the middle. Okay.
Okay, on 3. Tell me when it. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Whenever he goes.
Hold on.
All right, hold on one more. Go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna spread to the
Where's
shovels.
Karen? Do you want them
and I
spread
think
out?
we're short one shovel.
Get in front of her. Tell her what you want.
So 2 of you can hold on to one shovel, and you're gonna keep them right in the ground.
Janice, you want to hold this?
Taller.
Okay, right here. Maybe right here. I got the cell phone.
Tell me when you wanna.
Nope, I'm going to use this.
Professional photography using a cell phone.
I do. I gotta. Tell me. Okay, everybody looking up at Ed. There's the real camera. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
One more.
One more. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So I can, when they toss, I'd rather use this, but they got to tighten back up.
Okay.
So can they pick up a shovel and tighten?
If you guys will just pick up the shovels and move in.
I did. No, I can't. I told you that. Okay, guys, nice and tight for this one. Okay, and back here, we're gonna have them lean in and hold.
2,
Get you here.
3. Okay.
Okay, guys, on me, looking up here. Lean into those shovels and hold. Looking up. 1, 2, 3. Hold still.
Okay, he's gonna do a picture of each one.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, on 2. Oh, we're missing a shovel handle here. You guys share a shovel.
Okay,
Okay, right there.
let's redo the first one.
Okay, right there. Okay, we need Ben, look up.
Lean in.
On 3,
Look up.
1, 2, 2, 3.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we're good. Okay, you got them.
Okay, on 2, we're gonna lift the dirt. Just lift it up, right there.
Take your shovel and lift it and
Lift
hold
it,
it.
look up. They're nice shovels. 2, 3.
Molly, stay on point.
I am. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what to do.
They're good holding the dirt.
Okay, let's toss it on 3.
On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah. So just on 3, you're gonna throw it. Throw it and try to look up at the same time. Okay, you've got to get some dirt. You need some help? That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. Here we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Toss it. Yay!
There you go, Quinn.
So are we gonna go right into the McGrath family picture? Okay. Riley.